Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got something that's really bugging me, and I gotta show you. My design for the skid plate, I hate it. I'm thinking about it all the time. So 3 things. 1, I'm either gonna fix it. 2, I'm gonna ruin it. And 3, if I ruin it, I'm gonna replace it and start with a brand new skid plate. But I have all the pieces intact exactly as I cut them out. And this is gonna be a good opportunity to put my welding skills to the test. I'm gonna try to clean up around the edges of those holes, and I'm gonna try to weld those back in place and then grind them and see if I can do it to where you can't even tell that I cut those out. Time will tell. All right, so I've got the skid plate pulled. So I'm gonna have to grind all around each one of those. And then on these, I'm going to grind these edges here and make them kind of convexed so that the welds will be better. And just basically clean them up and prep them to weld back into position. I don't know if I can pull this off or not. We're gonna find out though. Well, I am going to clean it up a little bit better than this, but this is kind of get the idea. This is all I'll need to, I also need to hit the inside edge here, you know, real good to make sure that it's good and clean. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm not going to make you watch that, but put the wire brush back on there after I use the sanding disc, and then make sure it's all cleaned up and shiny and ready for weld. All right, what I'm going to attempt to do, we'll know pretty quick if this is gonna work or not, but I'm going to lay tacks in between the magnets. I'll go this side, this side, this side, this side, and hopefully that'll hold it in line by jumping straight across from each other. You know, and then I'll probably lay more tacks in there, and I'll move the magnets and decide whether it's a good idea to weld it or not. We'll see. There you go. Now remember, I gotta do the same thing on the other side, and then I will grind it all down flush, and we'll see what we end up with. I think I might do just this one, because I'm not gonna do them all just to find out that it's not gonna work. So if I can make one work, I can make them all work. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flip it over, do the other side, and see if we can make this happen. Well, guys, unfortunately, I think I'm going to call this. It just, I mean, this isn't horrible. You know, I mean, once I sanded everything completely down. But the problem is the metal warped. See that? And it was just too hot, and that metal just bent down, warped down. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order a new sheet of metal. And one good thing about this is I have the perfect template. So all I gotta do is trace it out. And you know, I got my notches where they need to go. I know exactly where my brackets go. So all I gotta do is just basically, you know, just mock it up with what I've already done, and it should go fairly quick. And I won't have these holes. It's gonna stay one solid sheet. But I told you I was either gonna succeed, fail, or replace, and it looks like I'm gonna replace. So anyway, learning experience. There you go. Okay, on to the new piece of steel. All right, so I just got the metal in from the Metal Depot. I checked some of my local shops. Nobody was willing to do any custom cuts for me, so I ended up having to order it from the Metal Depot online. Shipping was $50, so that sucks, but it is what it is. That's the piece I need to make a new skid plate. I showed you how we warped it when we tried to fill in the first piece. So I'm glad I'm glad I only did one. Let's just say that, because if I had tacked in all those pieces to find out that I was going to ruin it anyway, I wouldn't have been very happy. So anyway, since I've already shown you the fabrication process of this skid plate, this is going to be identical. And since I already did that one, I already have a template. Plus I have this template that I did not get rid of from making that one. I'm not going to use that as something to mock up, because since it warped, stuff is going to be off. So, you know, I'll use it for all the little things, you know, where my holes go, you know, these brackets. But as far as cutting out the main piece, I'm going to be using that. So anyway, again, since I already showed you the fabrication of this, I'm just going to set this thing on time lapse, and I'm going to knock this thing out, and hopefully I can get this done in a couple hours. We'll see. It's amazing how much faster things go along once you've done them once already. So we have our basic shape already cut out. Now this line here, if you remember from the other video, this is where I put a notch in there, and that way I can bend it up. And then I don't think I showed this on the other video. I'll show it on this one, but I got to notch that out. I got to notch that out, and then drilling. And then I got welding to do. Moving right along. There we go. There we go. That's what we want. Right there. Yeah. All right, so I bent it up to match the other skid plate. That's it. Moving on. right, so all the welding is done, I believe. Here's what we got. Now I'm just gonna go over and grind it all nice. And then we've got 7 holes to drill. Once those are done, and I make sure that the wings fit the way they should, then I got to install it under the truck. Make sure everything fits like it should. If it does, then I'm going to prep it for primer, paint, and bed liner. Alright, so I'll give you a look at the finished product and what I'm about to install on the Dakota. Here you go. Of course, we got the wings ready to go. And I also put another coat of the black paint, primer paint on the bolts. Just because they had got dinged up, you know, last time I installed everything. But yeah, let's get this thing done. Well, that's it, guys. I feel 100% vindicated after that abomination of a skid plate that I turned in last time. Not a fan, and I'm sure a lot of you are like, probably, what are you doing? Yes, I got it. But I think that what I fabricated this time is absolutely, it's perfect for me. I don't think that I could do a better job myself, especially having no real fabrication experience with metal. Yeah, I'm digging it. I really am. I think it looks clean. It's gonna be durable and tough. I've got ventilation on the sides. I just think that it really looks great. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked the video. I'm doing my absolute best. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that like button if you like what I did, if you find any value in what I did. And then also comment if there's some advice that you fabricators that have experience can give to me. I'm all ears, man. I'll take any advice that you experienced guys have to give that makes a better product, makes the job easier. Let me know in the comments. With that, we'll see you on the road.